Personal computers faced a crazy recession in the 1980s, and the internet went through a similar lean time in the 1990s. Today, you could say crypto is experiencing its hard time. But just as these other early technologies took some time to reach full fruition, I think there's still evidence there's a future in things that are decentralized. Like decentralized autonomous organizations where treasuries have grown 10x in a single year to $9.6 billion. But there are some real pitfalls and landmines out there for people who want to start crypto and Web3 projects. What distinguishes that 1% of crypto project that actually works and fulfills their value from the 99% that don't? Today we're sitting down with Imran Khan, co-founder of Alliance DAO, to answer just that. Let's get started. In crypto, actually building software and shipping it, actually creating that community, that's the defining activity that matters. And if you're wondering, yes, that is why most crypto projects never succeed. So many who say they will do those things don't. So let's talk about some of the big mistakes for good hackers who are really trying to ship earnestly, really trying to build, who come into crypto. Mistake number one is raising too much money too fast. One of the most common mistakes crypto founders make is the assumption that money is going to come easy. And in fact, money is the only thing that matters.
The biggest mistake that I'm seeing today is founders that are raising too much money at a valuation that may not result in the types of products that they're building from big brand VCs primarily. And Paul Graham actually mentioned this in a tweet, which was surfaced up like a couple weeks ago. And he said the following: founders should raise $500K and get to product market fit before they raise from like venture capital funds from Silicon Valley. This was back in 2019.
And that'll give you the choice.
That gives you leverage and choice. And what's happening is they're foregoing that and going straight to raising capital on just an idea, and then working backwards to finding product market fit. And that's probably not the right model because they end up putting themselves in a very constrained situation in the long run. And so the idea is raise small, get to product market fit, and then start to focus on the other big problems that crypto founders are facing.
Mistake number two is prioritizing token economics over product. It turns out Web 2 and Web 3 are the same in that critical way. Build a real thing that solves problems. One way to spot a crypto scammer is that they're always obsessed with the tokens. In reality, tokens are just a go-to-market strategy, a way to build your community and acquire users. And because they're tokens, you can actually incentivize that use. It's not, and it shouldn't be, truly a monetization strategy. If the token is the product, you have no product.
Building a community can happen in many ways. One is through building a great product that attracts a great group of people, like your early users. It could be through, posting on Twitter and just starting to build community that way. And incentives, tokens. We start to see a lot of founders that fall into this trap of releasing a token first before they actually announce their product or release their product. And what ends up happening there is that you attract the wrong type of users. The thing is, when you look at the community isn't just community of people that are going to buy your token, they're actually your customers. And what we tend to forget is that our customers and users, they tend to get blended, and we think that it's just a good way to attract people to use your product. But really, they're your customers. And if they're your customers, then tokens shouldn't be the first thing that should be on a founder's mind. It should be a product. These tokens shouldn't be used as a way to create top of funnel. Your product should be your top of funnel, right? What your token should be used for is a way to create stickier engagement. How do you reward your long-term users? A startup that has done this really well was DYDX. They've been around since 2016. They released their product maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and they had this very strong user base. And they've been doing probably about like billions of dollars in trading volume. If you know what DYDX is, it's a perpetual trading protocol. I'd say about a year and a half ago, they released a token. They released a token to their long-term users that have been using their product. And those long-term users are never going to go anywhere else because Now they have stake in the company.
If you put the money grab ahead of the utility, then you're not gonna make it. So focus on the utility. It builds a community, and then the token economics will figure itself out later. Mistake number 3 is ignoring governance. In crypto, if you're for real, you take governance seriously. You need to think very carefully about what could go wrong and design your organization and how power and decision-making is distributed around, making sure you and your project can be successful. Don't focus on cargo culting, what you see other crypto projects do, without understanding why it makes sense for them, and does it make sense for you. Putting the needs of the org ahead of the need to check a box around marketing, that's never a good idea. True of every startup, really, whether it's Web 2, Web 3, or really any place.
When you go decentralized first, you have to have a very strong impact on the community where you can attract enough mindshare worth governing. Both the product has to be so attractive that it's worth governing, that's earning like revenue right from the start, and or it's a product that like completely like is a 10x compared to what you've seen in the space today, and that pulls in the mind share that's necessary to help with the decentralization piece. And those are like very rare, right? So the last time this happened was with Yearn Finance or YFI. It's such a unique product that it attracted so much mind share, and that mind share brought on like unique governance models that has not been seen today. And so putting that aside, I think for the average founder that's building the space, they shouldn't think about governance or becoming a DAO today. It goes back to my first point and the second point, which is first you need to build something that's worth governing. That's the very basic premise. Once you have that, then you could think about what types of governance structures may work best. There are many different types of governance structures that work best. Some are the delegated model, right? Where you may have 6 delegates that are very strong community advocates that have been with the community since the start. The majority of the token holders could stake their tokens with the delegate, and whoever has the most token delegated could be a representative of that community. Does that sound familiar? And so this model has worked decently well. I still think there's adverse selection, which is, people that have built a very strong reputation always end up getting the votes, right? And so there has to be more of a democratic process in regards to how these delegates get delegated. But that's like one model that we've seen work. Sometimes founders forget that, just because you're in crypto doesn't mean that you don't have to release a token or have to be governed by a community. You may be very well off just being centralized because the product works great. And maybe over time, once there's more clarity in regards to how the community should govern your product, then you go about it that way. So there's just so many different types of ways to think about governance.
For anyone with a technical background who's new to crypto or interested in learning more about making a real project that actually ships, something that could be a part of that 1% of crypto project that actually works, Imran's a great resource to think through ideas and help you find product market fit or validation of your product. You can find him and the team at alliance.xyz. If this is your first time watching, please click like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to make sure you stay up to date on all the great content we're producing here. And of course, to hear more about Initialized, you can go click the link in the description to the Initialized Capital channel for highlights of all my videos, as well as new content they're creating over there. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.